Thanks, Den. A Venus transit occurs when Venus crosses the disk of the Sun as seen by an observer. It's like a solar eclipse in that Venus is located on the line between the Sun and the Earth, and therefore blocks some of the Sun's light. However, in a Venus transit, the amount of sunlight blocked is very small compared to a solar eclipse, and so the observer who is unaware will never notice it. Venus's circular shadow is much, much smaller than our Moon's shadow. Even though Venus is nearly the size of the Earth, it is much farther away than the Moon. In clear weather, Venus transits are visible with the naked eye or with a small telescope, which is why they became popular in the 1600s. Before the advent of radar, Venus transits were used mainly for the measurement of the astronomical unit, or the Sun-Earth distance, as you've heard earlier. The biggest activity surrounding the June 2004 Venus transit will be the international network of amateur astronomers. These astronomers will measure the astronomical unit with the Venus transit using the same techniques as used by the early observers. An innovative aspect this time, however not available in 1882, is the widespread use of the Internet to organize international participation and the ease of access to the tools needed to make the parallax calculations. There also will be a few astronomical researchers who will try to exploit state-of-the-art observing tools to see what can be learned about the use of transits to investigate planets around other stars. Transits are currently being used to search for such planets. Perhaps this Venus transit will lead to some new technique or measurement that will allow future researchers to further study the terrestrial planets during long-range planet-finding missions. The Venus transit will also serve to remind us of Earth's place in the cosmos. The tiny dot crossing the solar disk is a terrestrial planet with an atmosphere, and yet it is far from an Earth. Venus was once called a twin Earth, in part because of its similar size and distance from the Sun. It is now known to be a place that is extremely hostile to life for reasons that are still under study. One can speculate how our own pale blue dot would look to some distant alien astronomer as it passed across the Sun in transit, and whether it has ever been so observed. Maybe one day humans will be able to observe the Earth transit. To learn more about the planet Venus and the Venus transit, check out the Sun-Earth Connection Education Forum website. Take it away, Jennifer.